My top 5 financial lessons you must master in retirement. Hey, folks, you know I'm 58. I'm in year 4 of being retired. Hold on for number 5. I believe it'll be new for 99% of you. Let me know in the comments. I think it's going to be a new, fresh one for most of you. If you've been listening to my channel and probably watched 50 of my videos, I know I've mentioned this, but that's not most of you. So number 1, educate yourself. You have to educate yourself. You just cannot throw your money into a financial advisor and walk away. Don't do that. Don't do that. You'll learn some basics, and it's not that hard. Diversification, what is that? ETFs, when to take Social Security, what are Roths, what are IRAs, what are stocks, what are bonds. Believe me, on YouTube, you can get these things pretty easily. There's a lot of great content providers out there that are experts in these areas, and that's not me. I'm not an expert in any one of them. I know a lot about each one, but I wouldn't consider myself an expert. The past is a guide. So when you look in the rearview mirror, you look at history, that's a guide. It's not a predictor of the future, not a guarantee, but it gives you some confidence when you're going to look at past returns and how the markets have operated in the past. A couple things that under education that were, I just keep referring back to. This time is never different. You're going to hear that a lot when the market goes down. This time is different. Oh, it's going to react totally different. Then when you look at it in the rear view mirror 5 years later, they're all the same. More examples of education. A flat rate of return is a myth. You just cannot put in, hey, here's my, I've got $1 million. I'm going to get 9% return a year. 10 years from now, I'll have this amount of money based on a flat rate of return. You're never going to get an average return. It's going to be way higher than that, way lower than that. Rarely is it going to be right at the 100-year market average. 1% assets under management fee is huge. Fees, you've got to understand fees. Sounds small, but the compounding interest on the payments you're paying to a financial advisor is huge. I'm not saying that's not a wise thing to do to go to a financial advisor, but you are paying dearly for that. Don't underestimate it. Salesmen use fear to manipulate, and they manipulate data. Fear and manipulation of data to scare you. Selling annuities, whole life insurance, long-term care insurance. Again, I'm not saying these are bad, but the data that is being used is often skewed in their favor. People try to remove fear from you by giving you security, but at an enormous cost that you got to understand. Note the commissions on these things. They're very high. When a salesman, sells you an annuity, their commission is very, very high. And always remember that there's somebody on the other side of every deal. So if you sign an annuity and think you just won the lottery, I'm telling you, the person on the other side of that deal who drives a nice car and helps support a nice office building or has a football stadium named after them, they think they're getting a good deal, and they know more than you do. So be careful of products that remove fear at a substantial cost. This is all under educating yourself. Where are your information sources? Books. I think YouTube is great. You've got to, use several sources. There's great content out there. Financial advisors are good. There's a lot of publications out there. Never use TV. TV and newspapers are meant to create drama and to have you coming back for more information. They have no idea what they're talking about. Virtually no idea what they're talking about. They use drama and fear to keep you watching, which brings on advertisers. So be careful of that. Educate yourself. Number 2, plan. And you got to plan for good times and in bad. Bear markets and recessions are normal. It's not something bad that happens. It happens. Plan for it. Like the one we're in right now, just plan for it. You can use a financial advisor to help you plan. There's software. I like a software package called New Retirement. They have a free version and a version that's $96 a year. It's outstanding, $96 a year. If you think that's expensive, look at what you're paying assets under management, 1%. Taxes are your largest expense. So you folks that are frugal, you folks that are value driven, and you're putting together a retirement plan, if you don't have a plan for your taxes, your biggest hole in your boat, that's bad. Taxes are huge. Don't ignore that. Number 3 is patience. I tried to make several of these begin with a P. Patience. Compounding interest is your 800-pound gorilla on your side, okay? Compounding interest. Let things go. Let them play out over time, over years. The power of doing nothing. Everyone I talk to has a regret story. Man, during the dot-com crisis of the early 2000s, I really screwed up. During the great financial crisis and that burst in 2008 and 9, boy, I moved all my stuff to cash. What a screw up. Everybody's got stories of regret that are related to patience. Let the bear markets work out as they have in history. No guarantees, but let the recessions work out as they have in the past. What other plan can you come up with? You know, you have a plan for what historically has happened, and that's no guarantee, but it's a good place to start. Also under patience, you gotta always, this is gold. Always know that when you're looking at your different assets, say you have small caps, say you have international, say you have growth, say you have commodities and bonds in your portfolio, there's always going to be 1 or 2 asset classes that are behind, and you're going to want to chase returns. But as you know, there's usually a different asset class that performs well every year, and it won't necessarily be the same one next year. So growth stocks may do good this year, may do good next year, and then the following year, it's real estate. So if you're diversified to try to take out some of the drama and variability year to year, you're always going to have a couple asset classes that are behind. So be careful chasing returns. Very, very powerful. Patience. Patience is the number one regret I hear from people. And I have myself. I've got one big example of that from 2008 and 9. Didn't kill me or anything, but it was a regret and cost me some money financially. Number 4 is panic. Another lesson is panic. You only get burned when you panic. If you panic, your plan's not good. You know, that's a reflection of your plan. You know, so your plan is there to handle a bear market. If it can't handle a bear market, you didn't have a good plan. So if you find yourself squirming and, you know, wanting to do something dramatic right now, perhaps you don't have a good plan. Under panic, you know, information trumps fear. So educate yourself. Again, not from TV. You go on YouTube, read some books, read on how the market reacts, how it recovers, historically, what's happened. It's, you know, the source of panic usually is misinformation, exaggerated information. This time is different information. Get some historical perspective on what's going on. It should help you with your panic if you got a decent plan. Number 5, and this is the one I said is unusual. I call it personal. You don't need to go on this journey by yourself. People hold really tight to their personal financial information, and that makes the journey lonely. You're afraid of making mistakes. That's why people look at 20 YouTube videos a day on financial independence and retire early. Am I making a mistake? Am I making a mistake? Some people's reaction to that is they hire a financial advisor, 1% assets under management. That's one way of solving this problem, but it's an expensive way. You can do a fee-only advisor. That's a good way. Once a year, check in with them, pay them $1,000. That sounds expensive. It can be really cheap if they help you put together a great plan. It can be the best thing you've ever done. Hiring a financial advisor can be the best thing you've ever done, but it is expensive. They are trained in this. One of the things I do is I have an investment club. I have a retirement club. Same one, investment and retirement. two extremely close friends where we share all of our information, all of our expenses, all of our savings, where everything's at. Before I make any move, I go to this group and say, I'm thinking about buying I-bonds. I'm thinking about Roth conversions. I'm thinking about pulling 50% of my money out of the stock market. And the responsibility of the other members of this group is to tell me that I'm crazy, tell me that I'm doing things wrong. They're to be the devil's advocate, to take the opposing view and to try to talk me out of that. That makes the journey not personal, which is huge, huge. And, these are friends I've had for over 30 years, which is great. But, you may be able to find somebody that you've been friends with for 5 years. I tend to like somebody that I've been around with a lot, but extremely helpful that we're on this journey together. I'm not on it alone, and I got two allies out there that want me to be successful, and they are obligated to tell me that I'm doing something wrong. I still get to decide. It's not a group decision or anything like that, but they really try to throw rocks in what I'm trying to do, and it's somebody to talk to that knows my complete story. Let's see. Seek link. Oh, I have a link below. If some people want to talk to me, I talk to 2 or 3 people a week. If you have a financial advisor, you're going this on your own, you don't have a fee advisor, and you want to just talk to somebody about retirement. I'm not going to give specific financial advice, but the process of retiring, the fears in retiring, the panic in retiring, all those other aspects that come with actual retiring. I'm 4 years into this. It's pretty fresh for me. So again, this is Joe out.